we're generally just throwing stuff at the wall and like just
as most businesses
hoping we could figure something out.
You can't just buy partnerships, to be honest with you.
Real estate is such a big industry, but it's so small at the same time.
The biggest thing we're trying to do is get to know the humans that we're looking to work with. The helping people is the fun part of this. So
yeah, find the people that can help you get in front of them. But at the end of the day, be valuable.
We tried so many things that didn't work.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Grant Weiss here, and welcome back to the Partner and Profit Podcast. I got two guys here with me today. I don't know if they call themselves partners or not, but I'm sure that they probably would. I think they've known each other for a long time, but they are in the process of growing a company and have done some amazing things over the last several years. And I'm excited to unpack that here today for the show. So Spencer and Randy with Ruuster. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by and hanging out with me for a few.
Yeah, I'm really flattered to be here.
Yeah. Well, let's dive in. Give everybody that's watching this just a little bit of your background. Randy, maybe you go first. How did you get to where you are today?
So my name's Randy Carroll. I've been in the proptech space, going on 11 years now. And I would say it's been a very unexpected ride. I actually got into the industry because I met a company called Commissions Inc. and asked my dad at the time, who was a real estate agent, hey, do real estate agents need CRMs in lead generation? I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, they do. So that's kind of what kicked off my career into the PropTech space. So I started Sync, did a stop at Chime, helped grow their strategic partnership business. They relied entirely upon basically online paid leads as their form of business. And so I came on board there to help build a partnership channel for sales before helping get Ruuster up off the ground.
Nice. Thanks, Randy. What about you, Spencer?
Yeah, so funny enough, pretty similar background. So Randy and I were actually freshman roommates for college football. So we've known each other quite a while. And after college, we were playing like...
Where did you guys go?
Small school in North Carolina called Lenore Ryan.
D2
school.
Yeah.
Lenore Ryan. Powerhouse.
We wanted to continue to chase concussions as adults, so we were playing like adult league rugby. And one evening after rugby practice, when we're covered in mud, there's this 6'8" dude from New Zealand who introduced us, saw us in this rugby attire, introduced us to, at the time, was the president or VP?
The president at the time.
In leadership at Sync. That's the real backstory of how we fell into PropTech. And it's been a fun handful of years now at Ruuster. We're the second and third full-time team members at Ruuster. So like super early on, pre-revenue, and that's been a lot more fun than being employee 80 at some of these companies like we have in the past.
I would imagine you guys have seen some things going from basically brand new startup to where you're at currently. What are some of the things you guys have tried that didn't work? This is probably a fun question.
Oh man, we've tried everything. We've tried everything that didn't work. Oh my goodness. My favorite example is we hired this company that you'd pay per appointment. So they had folks, they built a marketplace where I, as an individual, could go in there and sign up to become an ISA for a company. And then companies would kind of rent out these ISAs to set appointments, and you would pay per appointment. And the funny thing about real estate is real estate agents pick up their phone at an astronomically higher rate than so many other industries. Mm-hmm. So these ISAs would be called, because you never know who's on the other line, right? Like an agent's going to pick up their phone hoping that they're hearing from a buyer or seller. So they would get these calls from these ISAs, and they would agree to the appointment just to get the person off the phone. And so they would set dozens of appointments. And these ISAs thought that they had found the golden goose.
Yeah.
But the problem was they didn't get paid unless the person actually showed up. And I remember the best example of what a nightmare this ended up becoming was we were late to one of my wife's friend's wedding because the ISAs had set 6 appointments for me that day. I was like, sweetheart, sorry, I can't skip on these to go to this wedding. So you're just going to have to wait. We can leave when I'm done. All 6 no-showed.
So
I
fun.
sat there with a full calendar all day, just plopped there in front of my screen in my Zoom, waiting for someone to join all day long by myself because no one joined. So that was a huge disaster.
So, it's Partner Profit Podcast. How have you guys grown in the various ways that you have, and the various businesses that you have when it comes to like partnerships and relationships? How has that been valuable to the growth over the years?
I think once we figured out who we wanted to partner with, like once
Mm-hmm.
we really honed in on who our, ICP, what that client profile was, that helped us align with, the right communities, the communities where, the folks we wanted to partner with live. Speaking in the real estate world, the brokerages that seem to attract the types of folks that we want to work with, and then the other, software and service providers that already have relationships, with a lot of the folks that we want to partner with. That's probably the number one lever, honestly, in the growth we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the growth accelerating. Prior to that, to Randy's point, we were generally just throwing stuff at the wall and like just
As most businesses do,
hoping
again, heard of
we
that.
could figure something out, whether it was buying leads that I think we had personal trainers,
Uh-huh.
filling out our lead
Email
forms for
form.
real estate sites and apps. And I mean, it was, we tried so many things that didn't work, but now that we've really focused on, for us, it's high production independent brokerages and real estate teams, really figuring out who we want to serve has helped us create the right relationships, maintain the right relationships, and stop just being, cat chasing a laser pointer with our business growth strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for
We
people
didn't
that don't,
understand who we wanted to partner with until we really understood who our avatar was.
right, I think that's kind of what Spencer was leading to. And I was going to ask for a clarification for people that don't know, what is ICP?
Ideal client persona,
Ideal
that's
client.
probably wrong. Yeah.
I don't know. It's your acronym, so I was wondering.
Yeah. Our ideal
I
client.
I say avatar. It's all
Ideal
the same.
client. Okay, so you guys kind of nailed down the ideal client, ideal avatar, the people that you wanted to work with, and then that drove your decision making on like, okay, we got to go partner with these people. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Now, I think a question is always on everybody's mind is like, how do you start those relationships? You guys have created partnerships over and over and over again in the real estate space with some of the biggest players in the game. Is it you just throw money at it? Like, how do you get those things? How do you get those partners to the table so that they actually want to do business with you?
It is. It's a number of things. You can't just buy partnerships, to be honest with you, because then you're very much renting them. It feels very inauthentic, and as soon as you stop writing the check, the partnership goes away.
Yeah.
Right. But it is how you open up doors that may otherwise be closed to you. But you've got to pour into partnerships in more ways than just money.
Give me some examples.
Being present in a community, whether it's online or in person, and contributing value that someone can actually take and implement in their business and see an improvement, even if it doesn't mean buying your product. If everything that you do revolves around just buying your product, you become worse than white noise. People see you walk up at events or show up in forums online and they start rolling their eyes like, oh, here comes this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's about to pitch me. This guy's about to pitch me. It's a really kind of ugly or gross approach, in my opinion. So bringing value that doesn't require a credit card.
How do you identify what that is? Like, what is y'all's process for getting to know the people that you're trying to partner with so that you even understand what's valuable to them?
I think up to this point, generally when we're seeking out new opportunities or just when we're out on the road, for context, Randy and I were gone about 100 days out of 365 last year, so we're on the road an awful lot. To Randy's point, we're doing our best to be in these rooms, get in these rooms, because that's step number one. But the biggest thing we're trying to do is get to know the humans that we're looking to work with well before we ever discuss our business, certainly before we discuss theirs. I think that's allowed us to create real human to human connection, which lends itself to have folks don't have their guard up when we're engaging with them. We wait quite a while before we ask for anything in return. to avoid, being the sleazy sales guys. So that's been very helpful in just trying to build relationships, and folks will end up connecting us with others even before we are potentially partnered with them or doing any form of business with them, just because they trust us as people. And they might generally know what we do, but they haven't necessarily ever transacted with us in any meaningful way.
Just to further clarify for everybody that's listening to this, is it like engaging on social media? Is it sponsoring events? Is it like when you say that you're, get to know the humans, what do you do with that information? Like, how do you create that relationship?
It's all of the above. It's all of the above.
Is it?
If you want to form an actual partnership, you can't just go one of those routes. You have to do it all. You have to be engaged on every level. And eventually you'll get to a point where you're not necessarily paying to sponsor the event. You're being asked to speak at the event because you've poured enough into the community.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the one thing you need to do, sorry, partnerships are more than just any one lever you have to pull.
Now you said that when if you just go to write a check, you start writing checks, the relationships end. When it comes to managing and maintaining a relationship, I kind of have an understanding how you guys start them, but you're kind of digging in a little further to what you said, Randy. How do you guys maintain them? What is y'all's strategy for, managing a relationship long term so that it lasts and it gets better?
For the long term, it's very much like tending a garden, right? You have to continue pouring into it. You have to continue to give it value. Again, that goes beyond just writing a check. Our product solves a very specific problem. Helping people educate and understand that problem, giving people solutions to other problems they may have even before they get to ours, right? Like if you think about it, we go to these events and we hear some of the best in the country speak. I just become a broker of information. Hey, person A, you have this problem. I saw person B talk about how to solve this. I have nothing to do with it, but this worked for them. Maybe it works for you. And that doesn't glorify me at all. But it does build credibility. It does make people think, oh, Randy is pretty knowledgeable outside of just what his product does. Maybe he has some more value to bring to me.
Got it. Spencer, do you have any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite call to get, especially from the folks we're partnered with and our clients, are, hey, I'm thinking about doing ABC. That has nothing to do with Ruuster. What do you think about this? What are some of the other, teams? What are my peers doing? How are they handling it? To me, that's the fun part of this. Like, we're leveraging software to positively impact humans, but like the helping people is the fun part of this. So I do think that contributes to the relationships that we have. And I think that helps us, even if there's ever a hiccup or something doesn't go well, that helps us just be viewed as, a trusted partner and somebody that folks want to continue to work with and have a relationship with, versus at one of our prior companies, everything was very transactional. Like there was no human to human connection. And so I think going that route has allowed us to have deeper relationships than we have in prior experiences. And to your question of, which one is the best, I would say being belly to belly with people, breaking bread, like actually being in person with folks. You can't beat that. Social
actions.
Exactly. Social is extremely helpful though, because it does allow you to start to form relationships, or at least get yourself out there one to many in a way that you can't scale that. Can't fly to every single person in America's office,
Right.
You do have to do everything, but the end goal is always getting, one-to-one and ideally in person with folks.
When it comes to structuring deals, you guys sounds like you've got some experience in your past with strategic partnerships and stuff like that. What are some do's and don'ts when you go to put partner deals together? That you guys are both kind of smiling, so I feel like maybe you got some good answers to these questions. I don't know, but what are some do's and don'ts of like putting deals together? What have you guys seen? It's like, hey, yeah, you should do this, and oh, hey, don't do this. What are some challenges?
It's really important to define the objective in like a measurable way, right? So we've had lots of folks come to us with these offers of, I have this amount of influence and I can get you this much business.
Yep.
I can get you a lot of business. But what is a lot of business? Is a lot of business a deal? Is it a new client? Is it 10 new clients? Like, so when folks come to us with this really vague promise, it's important to put some actual numbers and boundaries behind it. Uh, Otherwise, how do you measure it? And then no one's happy at the end of the day.
Right.
There's no clear objective. So you need to structure, any type of business relationship in that regard with boundaries and with actual numbers and structure, with objectives that everyone can steer together towards versus constantly battling each other over how you measure what the influence has been.
I've found, and this is probably atypical, this is probably not what they teach in, an MBA class, but I've found that the relationships that end up being the most impactful and the most fruitful generally haven't had a ton of money flowing back and forth. Like Randy and I make recommendations for programs all the time. We aren't signed up as affiliates for anything. And I think folks can sense that we genuinely believe in the product or service that we're recommending, or that, the person behind the product or service. I mentioned co-marketing yesterday. Like, you're not paying me anything. We don't have anything in place, but I've seen it working for Justin and some of the other folks. And I think it's pretty slick. I think more folks should use it. And I've always found that those relationships where, I'm not necessarily paying folks to say good things about my business either, those end up having more referrals flowing back and forth and more positive, conversations happening back and forth. Because again, folks can sense, like, is this guy a paid shill, or does he genuinely believe in what he's trying to tell me I should, spend thousands of dollars on or not?
Yeah, I think if a company is really, really concerned with the affiliate dollars they're going to get paid, they're missing the forest through the trees. Right? They're tripping over dollars to pick up pennies. Like, I'm not worried about affiliate dollars. I'm going to bring value to the community, and in turn, they're going to come and sign up for my product, and I'll make way more money than I ever would getting paid fractions of whatever they're paying for some other service. So, plus you can't put a price on your reputation. Like,
Yeah.
once that's been lost, good luck rebuilding that.
We've seen that story play out in real estate over and over and over again. There's a lot of companies that unfortunately have done it right or done it wrong, and then obviously there's a lot of companies that have done it right. But real estate is such a big industry, but it's so small at the same time. It's like
Very small, very small.
Yeah, it really feels that way for sure.
Well, it's because real estate is Hotel California. You can never leave, right?
Yeah.
Look at Spencer and I. We're on our third company in this industry, right? By the time it's all said and done and I hang up the cleats, I'll probably have worked for, a dozen different companies. You can't go out burning bridges.
100%. And that's kind of the point. Like, you develop a level of mastery in an industry, in a field, in a niche, so that you kind of have that luxury, right? You get to where you're later on in life and you can kind of do whatever you want because you've paid your dues. And then it's like the essence of the message that I'm getting from you guys is really, know who you want to work with and find the people that can help you get in front of them. But at the end of the day, be valuable. And it kind of feels like the essence of the message. Is that what you guys would say?
100%.
Find ways to be valuable. I appreciate you guys finding ways to be valuable on my podcast today. It's much appreciated. I want to respect your time. So I always like to kind of wrap up with this last question: is just how can we, as listeners of the podcast, how can we partner with you guys? How can we help you grow your business? What can we do to support you?
We're a small company. We do $0 in paid advertising. You only know about us if you listen to this podcast or go to one of the events that we attend. So just get the word out. We work with large teams and independent brokerages. If you hear someone talking about wishing they could capture more of the business out of their database, share the good word that's Ruuster.
Is that why it's called Ruuster? Because you guys help people wake up their databases?
It is now.
It was a happy accident we stumbled into.
Yeah, didn't necessarily start that.
I came after.
I had a really good call with Brett the other day, and we just got to know each other a little bit for about 30 minutes or so. He was a really nice guy, but definitely learned that business is an evolving process. It takes time to figure out where and how and who and what and all that other stuff. But you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you And again, thanks for just being here today, being valuable. Definitely appreciate you spreading the word about comarketing.com, and we'll work hard to continue to spread the word about Ruuster. Appreciate you guys a ton.
Thanks, Grant.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah. And to everybody listening, I appreciate you. Thank you for continuing to listen to the Partner Profit Podcast. We will see you on the next episode. Peace.